You are about to see a grown man cry. So I'm walking back to the fort, to my blacksmith shop to work on Ryan's gun, and I tripped. Yeah, these old legs maybe, I don't know. They've never let me down before, but anyway, gun hit the ground. They are very fragile, and I've got myself a big oops here. I think I'm going to be able to repair it. That's what gunsmiths do, I think. They fix and repair guns. So we're going to fix this, but this brand new gun's going to have character right from the get-go. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's fixable. So I got to get that done before I can carry on with the woodwork on the stock, which I was hoping to do today, but I'm going to have to postpone that and get this set up with some glue and see if I can sand this out in a little bit. But I'm going to have to be very careful when I get to thinning this portion of the barrel, particularly in this area, but I think we're going to be okay. So yeah, my apologies to Ryan. Inevitably it happens, I guess. We carry them in the woods and things happen, but fortunately it didn't break the stock in two, which would have been a much greater problem. I'd probably been back to scratch starting the whole build again. So anyway, it's off to the blacksmith shop and see if I can do a repair. And here I thought I was done battening boards. I decided at the last moment to batten the inside of the cabin because I'm going to have a draft-free gun building shop, and I can hardly wait for winter storms to come where I'll be having the fireplace going and working on some guns. So it's coming along. I've got the exterior of the cabin completely done. The roof's done, chimney sealed, fascias and soffits are done. I've got to build a door, and I've got to build barn doors over my workbench. I've got the workbench framework roughed out here, and I cut some plank, some walnut plank I had, that'll be the surface. And it won't be too long, I'm going to be laying it out where I want my tools, some chisel racks, candle sconces. There's lots of stuff to do. Anyway, that's kind of the fun part, and I am down to it. I am going to be finishing Ryan's gun in this very shop. Just a wee bit of history about lighting. We watch documentaries and movies, and we see thousands of beeswax candles being burnt for light. Well, the reality was on the frontier, or for the poorer person, the average person, they could ill afford wax candles. They were very expensive. Making them from tallow or some kind of animal fat was normal. And I haven't burned these yet. Bob Miller made these out of deer tallow. And I'm sure they're not going to smell quite as pretty as beeswax, but they're going to shed a good light. Betty lamps were common, and they would burn fish oil. Rush lanterns, which my good friend Hayward Meisner down there in the East Coast made me one of those guys. And so those were the methods of lighting a home, or in this case a gun shop, in the 1700s. And yep, we're going to find out what these smell like tonight. Okay, I'm ready for company. When I built this chimney, I decided not to use a crane in it, like I built one in the blacksmith shop for the tavern fireplace. But instead, I studied a number of original fireplaces, quite old. And up inside, I've got 3 horizontal bars about that level, 1/2-inch bars that run the full length of the opening. And that'll allow me to hang hooks from, trammels from, etc., without taking up the space of the crane. Anyway, I've been busy. I'll show you what I got done in the shop. It's almost there. And I can't believe I'm going from that dark, damp corner in the blacksmith shop to this facility for the fabrication of guns. The most fun I've had with this entire build from the very get-go certainly wasn't the stonework for that chimney. It was actually laying this out to give me an ergonomic workshop for building guns. So I was working in the dark, damp corner of the blacksmith shop. That just wasn't working for me. And this has kind of evolved. Anyway, the coup de grace today is I was able to repair Ryan's rifle here, the stock. You can barely see it. When I'm done the molding and finish taking off the surplus wood here, I don't think you'll hardly see it. It will have a few character lines perhaps, but I'm pretty pleased with that because when it first happened, I thought I was going to start all over again. So I got to finish putting mounting my little vise. I have a big vise that'll go here, which will be my main working vise. It's modern, so one of the projects for this winter is to try to recreate a historic wooden vise with wooden threads, similar to what they would have had and used in the 1700s. I'm going to get this mounted, and I've got a couple of openings to finish, a door, 2 doors here, and tad warm for a fire today, but when I get those 2 doors hung, I'm going to have my first fire in that fireplace and see if the darn thing draws. You'll notice my wee bit of an anvil here. It looks like a kind of a toy. My friend Roger Clyde, way down there in South, New Mexico, he sent that up to me. And that's the darndest handiest tool one can have for shaping small parts. So I've got that mounted. Working on this guy, almost there. It's like inletting lock in a gun. My wood was a little thick for it to clamp on. So finish that, and yeah, I'm going to call it a day.